And first, we're gonna be a little bit different. We got to talk about that New Japan.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Oh man, Road to Destruction is currently happening right now. For those who don't know how New Japan works, New Japan has 3 different types of tour shows. They have the tournament shows that we've talked about before, like the G1. We will be talking about Best of Super Juniors when that happens next year. We will be talking about the World Tag League. We've talked about the New Japan Cup. They have those where it's just tournament. They have other tours where they're like, I like to call them like title tours, where they're like the shows that you would see. Usually there would be a title defense at the end in the main event. That's been happening a lot more recently. And then they have their actual like big quote unquote pay-per-view shows. So this is a title tournament. So we're on the road to Destruction. Destruction happens September 29th. We've had 4 really good cards that I'm only going to talk about 2 of because the other 2 aren't in English yet. And I am one of the only people who watch New Japan exclusively in English.
Yeah, the announced team is good.
Yeah. I'm only going to be talking about the main events for right now. But there's a lot going on in New Japan right now. If you are not watching New Japan and if you have been interested, right now is a really good time to get into it because we have a lot of really good title defenses right now. All of their champions right now are doing what they need to be doing. And then that show on September 29th, that Kobe show, Destruction at Kobe, is stacked, bro.
Oh, boy.
But first, we got to talk about the first show that happened a couple of days ago. And I'm only going to be talking about the main event. Once we get to Kobe, we'll break down the card and do that kind of thing. But right now, only going to talk about the main events. Jeff Cobb defended his New Japan World TV title against Yota Suji in a banger of a match, bro. If you're trying to get into New Japan, right now is a really good time to do it. Cobb and Suji had a really good match. Cobb basically had control over a lot of it. Suji ended up trying to come back to try to get things going. Ended up being a draw because if you don't know the New Japan TV title rules, they're 15-minute matches.
Yep.
Ended up being a draw. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely expected Cobb to just kind of win this one. So this is gonna be going for the future, but Ren Narita ended up hopping in and jumping both Jeff Cobb and Yota Tsuji at the end of the match after the 15-minute time limit. And now I guess Narita is gonna be next in line. So we're in this like really weird situation with the TV title where Cobb has like a few people coming after him now. Because he still has to worry about Suji because that was a time limit draw. Now he has Narita coming after him for House of Torture. So Cobb is in a really weird situation with the TV title, which is really interesting. They didn't do this with Zach's reign. Zach went kind of one-on-one. This is really nice. This is a very nice upgrade.
Yeah, it seems like they're covering like many different areas, like starting many different feuds at once. So it's like when one ends, they're immediately picking up with another one.
New Japan has been historically really bad about this before too. So this is really nice to see. Like we were talking about before, New Japan is in like this new era right now where Zack Sabre Jr. won the G1 and he's not challenging at Wrestle Kingdom. He's challenging next month. So we're in this weird situation with everything right now. TV title looks like it's really good. The match is really good. If you haven't watched it, it's literally 15 minutes. Prophet, you should take the time to watch it if you haven't. It was really good.
You want to know something funny? In this little video section up here, right up top, that's the match that's up there.
Yes, sir.
The whole match.
Yeah. That's what's nice about the TV title. Also, they put all the matches on YouTube and on Twitter everywhere, so you can actually watch all the TV title matches.
Yeah, nice.
The next day, the main event was for the Never title, which was Henare, who is the Never Openweight Championship or Never Openweight Champion, against Hiromu Takahashi, Junior Heavyweight This is the first time in a long time that the Never Openweight Championship was actually used as an openweight championship. Like usually it's the BMF title, right?
Yeah.
You got big motherfuckers swinging at each other, beating the shit out of each other. People like Ishii, people like Shibata, people like I guess Goto was a pretty good Never champion when he was Never champion also. Like you have a lot of heavy hitters having heavy hitting matches. Fantastic. This, funny enough, was no different. Because Henare is a lunatic. He beats the shit out of everyone he's in the ring with. And Hiromu is also a lunatic. He might be a junior, but he hits hard. Right now, Hiromu is trying to get a match one-on-one with Naito. Because that's his dream match. He's always wanted that one-on-one match. And we were going to get it in 2020 before the pandemic took it away from us.
Yeah.
So now Hiromu trying to go up the ranks. He wants to be a heavyweight. His dream was to hold the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship and the IWGP Heavyweight, now World Heavyweight Championship at the same time, which is possible. I think he can do it. I don't. Not gonna be anytime soon though, because he lost that match against Jeff Cobb, or not Jeff Cobb, against Henare. The match was brutal. It was really good. It was a never open weight title match to a T. Like think of like Shingo and Henare. Think of Ishii and Shibata. Like they had a damn match.
Nice. Literally, they beat the shit out of each other
For 20 to 25 minutes. Just beat the shit out of each other.
Nice.
At the end of it was good, bro. You need to watch it if you haven't. At the end of that match, the rest of LIJ, which is Hiromu's faction, came out to try to get Hiromu because Hiromu was like knocked out in the middle of the ring, just out. Henare is standing over Hiromu, and then Shingo is in the ring trying to help out Hiromu, and then Henare starts staring at Shingo.
Oh.
So we're getting that run back. For those who don't know, Henare actually won the title from Shingo a couple months ago before the G1. So we're about to get that run back pretty soon. And it sounds like it's going to be happening in Kobe on the 29th.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, when they have stacked that Kobe show, that show is stacked.
Good.
It's just New Japan right now is and I'm not doing it justice. I know I'm not doing it justice. But New Japan right now is running on such a high. Like, if you would have told me this is the same New Japan from 6 months ago, I would have slapped you and called you a liar. Like, New Japan is running on all cylinders right now. It's like the entire roster feels like they have something to prove to the world. Because, you know, we've talked about it. Everyone's talked about it at length. With Okada leaving, with Ospreay leaving, to some extent, like Tama Tonga and Tama Loa leaving. Like, having a lot of top and mid-level stars leaving over the last few years. Especially this year. New Japan was hurting.
For sure.
Right now, they're doing what they need to make this appealing. Like, New Japan right now is great. And if you are not watching New Japan, and if you haven't been watching for the last couple of years, take the time, sit down, watch the shows, because they are all fantastic.
Yeah, man. I'm glad they're on the upswing and just like keeping it.
You have any thoughts on this before we move on to, I guess, what is going to be the main event of the show today?
that Hot Dynamite episode?
Hot Dynamite.
Let's see. I would say no. I'm just glad New Japan has finally picked up, because it's, you know, it is nothing more sad than talking about a bad New Japan, right? Like, I don't like it. But New Japan on the up and up, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
We're gonna talk about that Kobe show probably next week. We're gonna really talk about that Kobe show. I'm actually gonna talk about the storylines and everything that's going into every match. But for right now, if people haven't watched those main events, like the main event, I haven't got to talk about either. Like I haven't got to talk about Doki and Taichi Ichimori, which happened a couple days ago because it's not in English yet. But fantastic match also. Like New Japan's running on a very high place right now. New Japan right now is must see TV.